The eyes are the only part of the human brain that is visible from the outside. Think about that. When you look into another man's eyes, you are not looking at him. You are looking directly at his neural hardware. You are staring into the abyss of his mind, and he is staring into yours. This is why eye contact feels so intense. It is why you feel a jolt of electricity when you lock eyes with a beautiful woman. It is why you feel a spike of adrenaline when you lock eyes with a threat. It is a wireless connection between two consciousnesses, and in this connection, there is a hierarchy. There is always a hierarchy. Most of you have already lost the war before you even opened your mouth. You walk down the street, you see someone walking toward you, your eyes meet for a fraction of a second, and you look down. You look at your phone. You look at the pavement. You look at the sky. You tell yourself you are just being polite. You tell yourself you are being civil. You are lying. You are not being polite. You are submitting. In the animal kingdom, from which we have barely evolved, the stare is a weapon. For a wolf, a chimpanzee, or a lion, a direct, prolonged stare signals one of two things. I want to mate with you. I want to kill you. To hold the gaze is an act of aggression. It is a challenge. It says, I am not afraid of you. I am your equal or your superior. To look away is the universal signal of surrender. It says, I am not a threat. Please do not hurt me. I acknowledge your dominance. When you look away first, your biological hardware sends a signal to your own brain. I am the beta in this interaction. Your testosterone drops. Your cortisol spikes. Your posture collapses. You feel smaller. The other man feels it too. He feels a surge of dopamine. He feels dominant. He knows without a single word being spoken that he owns the space and you are just renting it. The modern world is full of nice guys who have been socialized to be harmless. You were taught that staring is rude. You were taught to lower your gaze to show respect to authority. This is slave morality. A king does not lower his eyes for anyone. A king acknowledges you, but he does not submit to you. The predator stare is not about being a creep. It is not about aggressively staring people down in a bar until you get into a fistfight. That is insecurity masquerading as toughness. A chihuahua barks and stares because it is terrified. A lion stares because it is deciding if you are food. The predator stare is characterized by one thing: calmness. It is the ability to hold eye contact with absolute relaxation. It is the ability to look at a woman, or a boss, or a rival and feel zero anxiety. It is the ability to let them feel the tension while you feel nothing but curiosity. When you master this, the world changes. People will move out of your way on the sidewalk. Women will hold your gaze a second longer, intrigued by a man who isn't intimidated by her beauty. Men will hesitate to interrupt you. Why? Because the eyes broadcast your reality. If your reality is weak, your eyes will dart around, seeking safety. If your reality is strong, your eyes will lock on, creating gravity. In this series, we are going to perform surgery on your body language. We are going to strip away the prey eyes, the blinking, the darting, the looking down. We are going to install the eyes of the predator. We will teach you the biology of the blink, the geometry of the triangle gaze, and the psychology of the dead eye. But first, You must make a contract with yourself right now. For the next 24 hours, you are forbidden from looking down. If you break eye contact, you look to the side, you look up, but you never, ever look at the floor. The floor is for the defeated. Look up. The biology of the blink. The eyes may be the window to the soul, but the eyelids are the shutters. And most of you are slamming those shutters closed every time you feel a spike of pressure. We need to talk about your blink rate. In the world of high-stakes negotiation, interrogation, and acting, the blink rate is the #1 tell. It is the leak in the hull of your ship. You can have the posture of a general, the voice of a broadcaster, and the suit of a billionaire. But if you are blinking rapidly, you look like a terrified child. Why does this happen? It is pure biology. When your brain detects a threat, social anxiety, a beautiful woman, a confrontation, it dumps cortisol into your system. Your body prepares for fight or flight. Your vision sharpens, but your eyes dry out faster because your heart rate spikes. Your brain forces you to blink to lubricate the eyes and to momentarily break the visual intake of the threat. It is a flinch. It is a mini retreat. Every time you blink during a high-tension moment, you are subconsciously saying, "This is too much for me. I need a break." Watch a high-status male in an interview. Watch a predator in the wild. Watch a psychopath being interrogated. What do they have in common? They barely blink. Their eyes are sticky. They lock onto a target and they stay there. This lack of blinking signals to the other person's primal brain that you are not under stress. It signals that you are comfortable in the chaos. And if you are comfortable while they are stressed, you win. Sir Michael Caine, one of the greatest actors in history, taught this secret. He said that on screen, the moment you blink, you lose the audience's power. If you want to appear dangerous, if you want to appear powerful, you must keep your eyes open. This is why the crazy stare works. You've seen it. The man who opens his eyes too wide and doesn't blink at all. That is effective, but it is low status. It signals insanity, not control. We are aiming for the reptilian gaze. Think of a crocodile floating in the water. It is not straining to keep its eyes open. It is simply watching. It is efficient. It only blinks when it is necessary to clean the eye, never because it is nervous. Here is the test. Next time you are in a conversation, catch yourself. When you are listening, you can blink normally. But when you are speaking, when you are delivering your message, you must not blink. If you blink while you are making a point, your point becomes weak. If you keep your eyes open and fixed on theirs while you deliver the punchline, the words hit harder. They penetrate. It feels unnatural at first. Your body will scream at you to blink. It will scream at you to break the tension. Do not listen to it. Let the tension build. Let the air get thick. The person who blinks first is the person who feels the pressure most. Be the stone, not the water. Make them blink. The geometry of dominance. Now that you have stopped looking away and stopped blinking, you need to know exactly where to aim. Most men play eye ping pong. They look at the left eye, then the right eye, shifting back and forth rapidly. This makes you look unstable. It signals that your brain is frantically scanning for data, trying to read the other person's reaction to see if you are safe. A predator does not scan. He locks on. To master the stare, you must understand the geometry of the face. There are two specific triangles you must master. Which one you use depends entirely on your objective, to dominate or to seduce. First is the power triangle. This is for business, for conflict, and for establishing rank among other men. Imagine an inverted triangle connecting their two eyes and the center of their forehead. This is the third eye point. When you are speaking to a man you want to intimidate or lead, do not look directly into his pupils. Look at the spot right between his eyebrows, just above the bridge of the nose. This creates a terrifying optical illusion. To him, it feels like you are looking through him. It creates a hard gaze. It removes the human connection of empathy and replaces it with the cold connection of authority. It shuts down his ability to read your emotions while making him feel like you are dissecting his. If you maintain your gaze in this upper triangle, he will feel a subconscious pressure to look down. He will feel judged. This is how you win a negotiation without raising your voice. You simply stare at the forehead until he breaks. The mistake most nice guys make is looking at the social triangle. This connects the eyes and the mouth. When you look at a man's mouth while he is talking, you are signaling submission. You are signaling that you are fascinated by his words, that you are lip reading to ensure you don't miss a command. It is a soft gaze. It says, "I am a listener, not a leader." Never look at a rival's mouth. Look at his forehead. Make him feel small. The second triangle is the intimate triangle. This is for the woman. If you use the power triangle on a date, you will scare her. You will look like a psychopath who wants to wear her skin. For attraction, you must soften the gaze without losing the dominance. You invert the triangle. You look left eye, right eye, then down to the lips. This is the lover's gaze. By dropping your eyes to her mouth, you are sending a raw biological signal. I am not looking at you as a friend. I am looking at you as a consumable. It breaks the social frame and enters the sexual frame. But here is the secret. You must do this slowly. If you dart your eyes down and up, you look nervous and perverted. If you trace the triangle slowly, eye, lips, hold for a second, back to eye, you create a hypnotic loop. You trigger a release of oxytocin in her brain. You trap her in your reality. Stop scanning the room. Pick your triangle. Lock on. The abyss. You have mastered the blink. You have mastered the triangle. Now, we must master the emotion. Most men treat their eyes like a billboard. They broadcast every single feeling they have. If they are confused, they squint. If they are eager to please, they widen. If they are nervous, they dart. If they are friendly, they crinkle the corners. This is emotional leakage. You are handing over your internal state on a silver platter. You are making yourself easy to read. And in the laws of power, if you are easy to read, you are easy to manipulate. To be a predator, you must learn the dead eye. This is the stare used by interrogators, high-stakes poker players, and apex predators. It is the ability to look at someone with zero emotional projection. It is not an angry stare. It is not a happy stare. It is a void. The secret lies in the lower eyelid. When a human being seeks validation, the muscles around the eyes, the orbicularis oculi, contract. The lower eyelid pushes up. We call this smiling with your eyes. It is a submissive gesture. It says, "I am friendly. I am harmless. Please like me." The predator relaxes the lower eyelid. He removes all tension from the face. When you look at someone with a completely relaxed face, no frowning, no smiling, no squinting, You create a psychological vacuum. Human beings are terrified of the unknown. When they look into your eyes and see nothing, their brain begins to panic. They cannot figure out where they stand with you. Does he like me? Is he bored? Is he analyzing me? Because they cannot read you, they begin to project their own emotions onto you. They start talking more to fill the silence. They start justifying themselves. They work harder to get a reaction out of you. You become a mirror. By giving them nothing, you force them to reveal everything. This is the ultimate tool for handling disrespect. If someone insults you and you frown, you show them they hurt you. If you smile, you show them you are submissive. But if you give them the dead eye, if you simply watch them with absolute detachment, you destroy them. You signal that their words didn't even register as a threat. You look at them like a scientist looking at a bacteria in a petri dish. Curious, unemotional, superior. Practice this in low-stakes situations. When a cashier asks you a question or a friend tells you a story, simply relax your face. Drop the mask. Stop nodding. Stop eyebrows raising. Just watch. Watch how quickly they become uncomfortable. Watch how they start stumbling over their words. That is the power of the abyss. The art of breaking. You have learned to hold the gaze. You have learned the geometry. Now we must discuss the end game. Every instance of eye contact is a game of chicken. Two cars are driving toward each other. The one who swerves first saves his life, but loses his honor. The one who stays on the road is the victor. In a stare, the moment of breaking is the moment the hierarchy is finalized. There will be times when you lock eyes with another dominant male. He knows the game. He will not look away. The tension will rise until it becomes physically uncomfortable. The air in the room will feel heavy. Your amygdala will start screaming at you to swerve, to look down, to release the pressure. How do you win this war of attrition without looking like a psychopath? You must master the soft focus. When you stare with hard focus, locking your pupils onto his pupils with intense concentration, your eyes will dry out. You will feel the urge to blink. You will tire your facial muscles. You will look strained. The secret is to relax the focus of your eyes just slightly. Instead of looking at his eyes, look through the back of his skull. Defocus your vision so that you are taking in his entire face at once, rather than laser beaming into his retina. This is the 1,000-yard stare used by soldiers and hunters. It is a state of open awareness. When you switch to soft focus, three things happen. Your blink reflex disappears. You can hold this gaze for minutes without discomfort. Your face relaxes completely. The dead eye. To him, your eyes appear to turn into black holes. Because you are not micro-adjusting your focus to read his expression, you look immovable. You look like a statue. He will feel like he is staring at a wall. And you cannot intimidate a wall. He will break. But what happens when the interaction is over? How do you break eye contact without submitting? Eventually, the conversation ends. You cannot stare at him forever. If you look down, you undo all the work you just did. Looking down is the universal sign of I yield. You must use the lateral break. When you decide to end the contact, you never move your eyes vertically. You move them horizontally. You look to the side. Looking down signals shame or submission. Looking up signals boredom or dismissal. Looking to the side signals that you have spotted something else of interest. It signals that you are deciding to end the interaction because your attention is required elsewhere. It is a choice, not a retreat. And if you want to utterly destroy a disrespectful opponent, You use the scan. If a man is staring you down, trying to intimidate you, do not just hold the gaze. Hold it for 3 seconds. Then, slowly drop your eyes down to his shoes. Look at his shoes for 1 second. Then slowly scan back up to his eyes. Then smirk and look away. This is the nuclear option. By looking him up and down, you are communicating, I am assessing you as a threat, and I have decided you are not one. You are inspecting him like a product on a shelf and finding him lacking. The shoe look destroys his ego. He wants you to be afraid of his eyes. By looking at his shoes, you are showing him that he doesn't even command your attention. You have dismissed him. Finally, you must master the neck turn. Prey animals dart their eyes while keeping their head still. They are afraid to be seen moving. Predators move the head and the eyes together. When you break eye contact, do not just flick your eyes to the side. Turn your entire head slowly. This is the movement of the owl or the lion. It implies that your attention is heavy. It takes effort to move it. Speed is the enemy of authority. Fast eyes equals nervous. Slow eyes equals dangerous. If someone calls your name, do not snap your head around instantly. Wait 1 second, then turn slowly. Lock eyes. The delay creates anticipation. It tells them, I move on my time, not yours. Master the soft focus to become immovable. Master the lateral break to leave with dignity. Master the scan to destroy his frame. You are now the one who decides when the connection ends. The reality distortion field. We have arrived at the final truth. You now possess the mechanics. You know the biology of the blink, the geometry of the triangle, and the psychology of the dead eye. But these are just techniques. Techniques are useless without the spirit. The ultimate purpose of the predator stare is not to intimidate. It is not to seduce. It is to distort reality. When two people look at each other, two realities collide. Person A believes the world is a scary, judgmental place. He is anxious. Person B believes the world is his playground. He is amused. The person with the stronger gaze overrides the reality of the weaker person. When you look at a woman with absolute, unshakable conviction, you are inviting her into your frame. You are saying, my reality is safe. My reality is strong. Come inside. When you look at a rival with absolute detachment, you are rejecting his frame. You are saying, your anger does not exist in my world. This is the reality distortion field that surrounded men like Steve Jobs or Napoleon. They stared at people with such intensity that the other person began to question their own truth. To reach this level, you must stop treating eye contact as a social interaction. You must start treating it as a transfer of energy. You cannot learn this by reading. You must train it in the field. There are 2 exercises you will perform starting today. The first is called the sidewalk split. Go to the busiest street in your city. Put your phone in your pocket, lift your chin. Pick a spot on the horizon, far in the distance. Fix your eyes on it using the soft focus technique. Walk at a steady, rhythmic pace. Do not speed up, do not slow down. As people approach you, do not look at them. Do not look at their eyes. Look through them at your destination. If you look at their eyes, you are engaging in a negotiation of who will move. If you look at the horizon, you are a force of nature. You are a train on a track. Watch what happens. People will magically part around you. They will subconsciously feel your trajectory and move out of your way. you will feel like Moses parting the Red Sea. This trains your brain to believe that you do not move for the world moves for you. The second exercise is the service test. This is for high-pressure eye contact in a low-risk environment. When you order coffee or dinner or check out at the grocery store, you usually look at the menu, the card machine, or your phone. Stop it. When the waiter approaches, look at the intimate triangle. Left eye, right eye, mouth. Do not break the gaze while you order. Speak slowly. I will have the black coffee. Watch their reaction. They will almost always flush. They will smile nervously. They might stumble over their words. Why? Because you have given them high-status attention. People are used to being treated like invisible robots. When you look at them with the full weight of your presence, it shocks their system. This trains you to be comfortable with the heat of connection. A word of caution: the predator stare is a weapon. Like a knife, it can cut your food or it can cut your throat. If you use the power triangle on a drunk man in a bar at 2 a.m., you are inviting violence. You are challenging a chaotic element. If you use the intimate triangle on a woman who is with another man, you are disrespecting a boundary. A king knows when to draw his sword. A fool walks around with his sword drawn, swinging it at everyone. Use the dead eye for disrespect. Use the power triangle for business. Use the intimate triangle for seduction. Use soft focus for the street. Most men are sleepwalking. Look around you. They are looking down at glowing rectangles. They are looking at the pavement. They are hiding. They are hiding because they are ashamed of who they are. They fear that if they look up, the world will see their weakness. You are no longer one of them. When you lift your head and open your eyes, you are waking up. You are acknowledging that you exist. You are taking responsibility for the space you occupy. The eyes are the pen with which you write your legend. If you look down, you write nothing. If you look up, you write your will upon the world. The class is dismissed. The test begins now. Look up.